Welcome to Rathalos Watch. This is the 10th episode of Should X Monster Return to Monster Hunter Wilds. Today, we'll be discussing everyone's favorite sleepy dinosaur bird, Hypnocatrice. As always, we'll delve into the monster in greater detail, covering its first appearance, overall reception, memorable aspects, visual design, combat style, and ultimately, whether it should return to Monster Hunter Wilds. We'll explore how Capcom could potentially bring back the monster, whether it should or shouldn't change, what new interactions they could implement, and how the monster could fit into the next generation of Monster Hunter in terms of mechanics and design philosophies. Without further ado, let's begin. Hypnocatrice is classified as a bird viverine that likes to hang out in forests and jungles, and he was first introduced in Monster Hunter Frontier, which was released exclusively in Japan for PC on June 21st, 2007. 3 years later, it was also released for Xbox 360 in Japan on June 27th, 2010. A Korean version for PC was launched in August of 2008. He was unlocked once he reached level 20 in Monster Hunter Online. Notably, Hypnocatrice was the very first monster alongside Lavasieth from Monster Hunter Frontier to appear in a mainline entry, debuting in Monster Hunter Freedom Unite for the PSP in the USA on March 28, 2008. As a matter of fact, both Hypnocatrice and Lavasieth were already planned to come to the mainline entry ahead of their actual introduction in Monster Hunter Frontier. He also never reappeared in any other generation of Monster Hunter, which means that the last time we've seen this sleepy bird was in 2008. It has been a good 16 years of absence. Hypnocatrice can be encountered for the first time in an urgent quest called Secret Request Hypnocatrice from the Feline Elder in Monster Hunter Freedom Unite in the Great Forest locale. For those who do not know, the Feline Elder quests are essentially high-rank village quests in Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. Also, a small fun fact about Hypnocatrice is that in Freedom Unite, its back feathers are rainbow-colored, whereas in Frontier, they are solid orange. So why is Hypnocatrice somewhat interesting and significant to the Monster Hunter franchise? As previously mentioned, Hypnocatrice is one of the very few monsters who managed to make it to the mainline entry from Monster Hunter Frontier. Many fans really want a lot of monsters to come from Frontier to Monster Hunter Wilds, or possibly future titles. The last Frontier monster to ever make an appearance in a mainline entry was Espinos, who appeared in free DLC in Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak about a year or so ago. The community is curious which Frontier monster might come next and if Hypnocatrice will ever be reintroduced again in the future, since he has already been missing for 16 or so years. Another memorable aspect of Hypnocatrice is the simple fact that he is the only bird viverine in all of Monster Hunter that can put hunters to sleep, hence the word Hypno in the name. There was never any other bird viverine that replaced Hypnocatrice that did the same thing, which I find rather odd since so much time has passed already. As far as the visual design goes, Hypnocatrice is a medium-sized bird viverine adorned with vibrant, colorful feathers. It has powerful legs with large feet and a sharp, sturdy beak. Despite its feathery appearance, it flies with membraned wings similar to those of a pterosaur or a bat, making the feathers purely ornamental. The creature also has a sleep sac that emits a colorless mist capable of putting its enemies to sleep. To be quite frank, I really dig the design. It's like a combination of a prehistoric bird and dinosaur. In combat, Hypnocatrice is relatively easy to fight. It's most notorious for putting hunters to sleep, as its name suggests, by spitting a colorless mist. The mist has a short to mid-range reach, and the best way to avoid it is to stay either behind or to the side of the monster. Sometimes it will spit 3 times in a row in a cone-like pattern, so it's crucial to avoid being directly in front of it. Hypnocatrice also has powerful legs and large feet, and he may try to leap at you and kick you with its feet. The best strategy is to keep moving until it stops. Like other bird viverines, it will also attempt to leap forward and peck at you. Personally, I find Hypnocatrice to be too easy of a monster, especially considering it's only introduced for the first time in a high-rank village quests. It's just as easy in the guild gathering hall, with the only difference being that it has more health. In fact, I once completed a quest where I had to fight 2 Hypnocatrices at the same time, and it wasn't particularly challenging. Even when they were in the same zone, I could easily avoid their attacks due to how predictable they were, especially when using a longsword, as you can see in the footage here. Despite this, there's something enjoyable about hunting this bird. What I love most about Hypnocatrice is its prehistoric appearance. I have a soft spot for visual designs that evoke the Jurassic era, and I feel that there aren't enough monsters in Monster Hunter with that kind of a look, though that's just my personal preference. So, do I think Hypnocatrice should return in Monster Hunter Wilds, and would it fit with the franchise's new systems and design philosophies? To be honest, I'd love to see it return, but that's more copium than anything else, simply because I miss fighting it. I'm curious about how it would look on the new engine, but I also believe it would need a complete rework, particularly making its sleep attacks more impactful than just spitting mist. With official confirmation of the Scarlet Forest locale, this would be the perfect environment for this sleepy bird. If it returns, I can imagine its sleep mechanics fitting well within the ecosystem of Monster Hunter Wilds. Picture Hypnocatrice using its sleep abilities as a defensive mechanism to escape predators, or as an offensive tactic when hunting prey. Imagine Hypnocatrice encountering a stinky Kangalala and putting it to sleep to escape, or fending off a pack of Talias trying to attack it, similar to how Doshiguma is attacked here. Hypnocatrice will likely be a solitary monster. I can't see it as a part of a herd. Alright guys, at this point, I'm just wishfully thinking and coming up with ideas to justify why Capcom should bring Hypnocatrice back. To be brutally honest, I doubt it will happen, but then again, no one expected Espinos from Monster Hunter Frontier to return to Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, yet it did, so anything is possible. Honestly, we really need a new Monster Hunter Frontier monster in this series. It would be a missed opportunity if Capcom doesn't bring something back from Frontier, in my opinion. Another thing I wanted to point out is that we haven't seen any bird wyverns for Monster Hunter Wilds yet. So far, Capcom has only shown us the amphibian Chotacabra, the new fanged beast Doshaguma, the flying wyvern Raydao, the Temceneron Lalabarina, and the Leviathan Balahara. I'm really curious to see what kind of a bird wyvern Capcom will introduce first for Monster Hunter Wilds, and if it's going to be something new or returning. So far, everything they've shown have been completely brand new monsters. Fellow hunters, what do you think about Hypnocatrice coming back to Monster Hunter Wilds? Do you see him fitting in any shape or form? What kind of a rework would you like to see for this sleepy bird? I hope you enjoyed this 10th episode of Should X Monster Return to Monster Hunter Wilds. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit like and subscribe with notifications turned on. Peace out and happy hunting.